better email address. I travel a lot, and whenever there you go. And I'd love to get the information.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, Aaron.
Okay.
Hi
Do you
there.
work with Linda?
Excuse me?
Do you work with Linda?
Yes.
Oh, cool. And so I didn't realize you guys were going to be here. I've been talking to her the past couple of weeks about trying to do skid mouse research this summer. Yeah. That's cool that you guys are here. I didn't realize.
We're here. Yeah, I'm the one you'll interact with mostly because I'm the procurement manager. So.
Perrin@garlic.com.
Yes, Perrin@garlic. Yes, that's me.
I think I saw the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So I know I was supposed to write up like a little resurch synopsis to send to her, and I've just been swamped like with with like school and other stuff.
Truly, it is just half a paragraph, a couple of sentences, just to get it back, and then just get it back to her or to me, and actually probably get it to me because she's going to go on a vacation from the 18th through the end of the month. Okay. So if you could just send it to me, then I will get it to the Scientific Advisory Board, and then we'll do that. So, and you guys are going to do the skid mice? Yeah,
I want to do the skid mice. Yeah, the BLT model with with the long bones and the thymus and the liver.
Perfect.
And it's just I'm have to get I'm trying to get the funding right now because I'm a grad student, and so it's like it's not exactly a normal kind of thing, but I'm still looking for like a major professor and stuff to sponsor it and all that. So I hope that all works out because I think I would like to really get my hands with it.
What you can do that might save you time on the other end is go ahead and submit the application. With the one caveat that we do have to have the PI be the it would probably be the professor, so it has to be an MD, PhD already, and all that kind of stuff.
So I won't be able to be the PI.
Are you the PI on the project?
Because it would be my graduate research for the summer. I don't know, but did you guys have a policy that it has to be?
It has to be the person. It can go to you. The tissue can go to you.
We're gonna ship it all in. I can handle
But we do have to have somebody, an MD or PhD.
Who's like supervising me.
Well, supervising just because that's what it says in our MOUs. We just have to have an MD, PhD. The Scientific Advisory Committee would write me back and go, Perrin, for who's going to be the PI and who's going to be, even though you would be the PI on the project, we have to have somebody's name on the project. So,
who is that like for? Was that a government thing or like what's the?
That's just because we have to have that for our Scientific Advisory Committee. Our advisory committee says you have to have somebody who's an MD, PhD on that heads the project. Now, I will tell you that there are many people who get tissue from us all the time, and they have just a MD, PhD who's like
their standard go-to person.
They're the guy on the top line, but then everything, all the phone numbers, all the deliveries, all go to you. So that's just what they insist that we have.
And then since you mentioned the time in between me actually submitting the application, everything that has the information on it, what's like the turnaround time between that and when we can start doing?
5 to 7 working days. It's nothing like it is. It's nothing like it is out in regular academia because we want to get you approved and stuff. And what we do is I submit it. 9 times out of 10, I get back, looks good, they're approved. There's that one time, if I don't have the MD, PhD at the top, or if they say, where's their funding coming from, or if you need serology testing on the donating mom, then, they didn't mark whether it needed to be faxed or, just sent at the end of the month. There's just little things that every once in a while, I always say that, when they meet, somebody's pissed off about something, and then they just throw it back because we need this. And so I send it back. Thank you so much, and we'll do this. And so then they go, "Oh, okay, that's fine."
That's funny. So they get are they academics as well, or who?
We have a doctor and an academic, and then a citizen person that's kind of just,
interesting. It's like a mini CERN kind of.
It is, because of what we do and because we use fetal tissue, we don't want to. We want to be as politically correct as we can.
Right,
we don't want a whole lot of people coming in and slapping us because you're doing this and you're getting all these scientific people here and they're all agreeing, that kind of stuff. So.
It's kind of counterintuitive, isn't it? Right? Like normally, embryonic stem cell research, the big controversial, whatever, and
And you know what the really weird thing is? Embryonic. There's still a lot of controversy about that. but then fetal kind of got lost in the mix. You know, you
was it ever controversial? I mean, I'm young, so I don't know.
It was never outlawed. Where during the Bush administration, Bush one, it was no federal funding could go to stem cell research or to embryonic cell research. The fetal tissue was taken out of that. So we continued to send tissue to people like NIH, even though the government was paying for it. Fetal tissue weren't put in that little box of embryonic because it's different.
Wow.
So yeah, so it was
I
very
wonder
weird.
what the
and then when Clinton came in, he did an executive order, one of the first ones he did, that talked about, you know, we can do all this research. And then Bush 2 took away funding again for some of the stuff, and it made it difficult, and you know, you have to jump through hoops and do all that stuff.
But so did it get easier again then once Obama got rid of it?
It's easier now, except now we have, instead of trying to hit the research community, now they're trying to make abortion illegal, and that's where we get our tissue.
Right,
so
I've
now you
heard,
have this whole big thing where you have people in different states who are absolutely making it so difficult. You know, they want transvaginal
right, I've heard a little bit,
just because there's no medical reason for it.
Right.
Now you do them.
And the bans, right? Aren't there some actual bans, like the personhood and like whatever,
so crazy.
Fertilized egg,
those
or
have
whatever?
Been stopped by some of the watchdog groups by putting in countersuits against those. So for now, those have been stopped. But they want to keep putting on the ballot and all that kind of stuff. So it's very difficult to figure out what they're trying to do. You know, now they just want to ban abortion. You've always had abortion. Women
I heard the one in North Dakota, right?
Yes,
6 heartbeats, 6 weeks or something.
Yeah, and you're going, wait a minute, you know. And then what will happen is you'll have more people like Dr. Gosnell, who was in Philadelphia, who was doing 3rd trimester abortions, and then you know, clipping the spinal cord of the infant that's born.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was a horrible.
That's true?
Yes, yeah, he was doing that kind of stuff. He's a bad man. And I mean, I am absolutely 100% pro unforced pregnancy.
Right.
You know, so if if you don't want to be pregnant, then don't be pregnant.
Yeah, of course.
And if you are pregnant and you don't want to be, you have a legal alternative. Yeah. But he was preying, and that's the only thing I can think of. He was preying on people in lower income and minorities. People who didn't have money to do their 1st trimester abortion, couldn't save enough money until they were in the 3rd trimester. Yeah. And so then they're
he found like a niche that he could exploit.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just difficult.
I mean, that's I don't know if you've heard of the movie After Tiller.
Yes.
You saw the documentary? It was wonderful, right? Like, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
That
we saw it right after it was done, because the 3 doctors that are in it are doctors that I know. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So do you procure from them as well? Or?
Not from that clinic, because they induce fetal demise at about 20 weeks, 18 to 20 weeks, and so they inject digoxin into the fetus.
Right. I was actually going to ask you about it because I want to make sure there's no digoxin.
No. There's not. See, that's the problem with going there. But what they also do is they induce labor most of the time, so the fetus is not, so it's intact. Because the whole point is that they want these women to be able to hold their babies, and most of the ones that are done in the 3rd trimester they have anomalies that are incompatible with life. They cannot live, and so you know, so they decide that
which is not what I want for my skid mouse.
Exactly.
I want it to be pretty normative and healthy. Yeah.
So it's After Tiller was a wonderful.
But I saw it in Berkeley actually. Yeah, and you probably know Jackie Barbick.
Yes.
And she mentioned to me that you guys, you know, that I should talk to you if I wanted the fetal tissue.
Yes.
But I thought you only procured from her clinic. It's not.
No, we procure from her clinic on Saturday, because that's the day that they do large cases. Now they do induce fetal demise at about 21 weeks, depending on the doctor. Sometimes
because for BLT, I'm wanting like 18 to 22 weeks.
Right. Yes.
Right.
And that would be fine. So if we had 18 or 19 weeks, then that we could get those to you.
Okay, and it doesn't have digoxin though.
No,
okay,
it does not.
Yeah.
And we always, and I mean, we've been in the business long enough, I can tell if it's been ditched or not. You know, I just look at it, I go,
oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it has a smell. It's not right. So it's just kind of icky.
Yeah.
But we also have clinics in San Diego, in Oregon, in Minnesota, and we soon will be starting in New Jersey and Philadelphia.
Oh, wow.
Not Dr. Gossel's clinic, though.
Right.
An ethical clinic.
I was, the reason I mentioned after-till is just because, like, when stuff like that gets in the news, like, then it redounds poorly on people like Shelley Sella and Warren Hearn and like the guys who are doing it right, and so it's just not and it's just not fair.
Yes, exactly.
So you know Susan, is that her? Oh, okay, gotcha.
I've worked with her. She used to do some cases at a clinic that was in San Jose for a while, and met her and worked with her. Shelley, I know.
She's like the breakout star of the movie. She's so cute. Like,
And Shelley,
reminds me of my grandmother, like, totally.
And Shelley, I've known for years and years. She used to work in Sacramento at a clinic, and
which one in Sacramento?
Shelley Sala is the clinic.
Oh yeah, so which one is the one in Sacramento?
They've closed.
Oh, they're closed.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that was.
Because there were a couple over there. Yes, I thought that maybe. Because that was my other question. Is if there was anywhere else in Northern California, like closer to to Davis, that
you don't want to do overnight.
Right. And I'm even thinking, like, if it's in Oakland, like, maybe I should just drive. I'm not allowed to do that.
You're allowed to do that. Yeah, because, and what we would have to do is we would get it on Saturday morning, and then we'd have to get it to you. But if we had people that were needed to have tissue delivered in the San Francisco Bay Area on Saturday, then we'd have to wait till our courier could get to you. So it might be easier for you to just come in from Berkeley and
right. In Davis, actually, I'm in Davis.
Oh, okay.
So that's what. But it's just just like an hour and a half drive. Like might as well. Like, why wait for FedEx to like do their thing? You know?
And what would happen is if we did FedEx on for a Saturday procurement for you, then it wouldn't get to you till Monday.
Oh, that's
because
terrible.
They don't deliver on Sunday.
It'll be half dead by then.
Exactly.
Because especially I want the pretty high viability of this, because I'm even ideally, and I don't know, I have to wait and see like what kind of funding they'll throw at me for all of this, but I would like to lean more on the sides of of even close to like whole organ transplant for the mice, because you can actually reconstitute the immune system that much better and that much more authentically if you're not just doing like mashed up little cell bits, And
the problem with that is they don't come out intact.
Oh, they don't.
Not open. There's not closed abdomen. They're it's always pulled apart.
Really?
Yeah. That's the whole point is not to have a live birth. Okay. And so the doctors have unless it's somebody who has had 6 pregnancies and 6 vaginal deliveries.
And then it just kind of pops out.
They put lambs in, and she comes in the next morning. And I literally have had women come in, and they'll go in the OR, and they're back out in 3 minutes. And I'm going, what's going on? Oh, yeah, the fetus was already in the vaginal canal whenever we put her on syrups. It just fell out.
Wow.
So, because if they've had a lot of births, then that's kind of what happens.
Right.
But most of the time, it is not intact. We have some other people who would like to get like the biliary tree area, that kind of thing. And I think over the past 3 months we've been able to send 2.
Really?
Because they just the abdomen is always ripped open.
Wow.
And I don't understand.
Are the organs inside intact, like the liver and the
organs are
reasonably
everything will just get ripped up. Whenever we have a smooth portion of liver, we think that's good, because most of the time it's like just the instruments they go in to pull, and it's just whatever presents first. And unfortunately, and I don't know why, a lot of times the abdomen presents first, and they just go in and start pulling. And
so they just pull it out by the abdomen.
They're not trying to.
They're not trying to. They don't have my interests in mind.
Or mine. It really pisses me off. But really? They're just there to end the pregnancy. And we cannot ask them to change their process. So that's unfortunate. And
so even just to switch like to induction versus DNE, they can't even do that. Wow.
Yep. Hi.
That's too bad.
So they can't change the abortion procedure to benefit anybody. So. Unfortunate.
I know. I was going to say, if you're talking about benefit,
it's against the law. And there's federal law that says you cannot change the abortion procedure to benefit anything. So
So that's gotcha.
Yeah.
That's too bad. These are very cute, by the way.
Yeah, well, Kleenex tissues, and I've had people say,
That's very corny, too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what about matchless service?
Matchless. And these, wait, do these not have any matches in them? Oh, it's
a little notebook, and it's matchless.
Oh my gosh, who invented these?
Yeah. Linda's side.
This was Linda's idea?
This was all Linda. I gotta say that.
So
this
cute.
was all Linda too, but she kind of goes that way.
That's really funny.
Yeah, so, yeah, unfortunately we just can't change any of the rules.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's a definite rule. Like
That's
it's not just, it doesn't matter where my funding is coming from or anything like that.
No, it doesn't matter at all, because the doctors, in fact, I have even said to some of the doctors, can't you just put an extra lamb in? And one of the guys said to me, Perrin, I can't change anything. If for 18 weeks I put 4 lambs in, I put 4 lambs in.
Wow.
He said maybe if she's 15 years old and I can get another one in because she's had the cervix has never opened.
Right, and so it's important so there's some justification in the procedure for it.
But I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for the patient's well-being.
Wow.
So I kind of go, well, okay, sucks to be me, but they can't do that.
Do you know? Are you kind of a clinic worker as well with it? Do you help with the process, or you just wait?
No, we are totally we're totally not involved in the clinical work at all. The clinic does all of the consenting. The only thing we do is after the procedure, we will draw blood from the donating mother if he needs serology testing, and we will, and that's all we do with the patient. I mean, we don't do anything else.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so you just wait for them to bring you the tissue then?
Yeah. We're usually standing right outside the door where they're doing the procedure in the OR, and we're in the lab area. And that's kind of.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And so we're just kind of standing around waiting, and then we get the tissue. The doctor makes sure that the termination is complete, and then we have it immediately after. So.
Yeah. Well, like immediately after they just bring it straight over.
They just bring it out. The doctor kind of goes, and then they usually say it's done, and so.
Yeah.
And here's Linda.
Hello. You're Linda. Oh my goodness.
This is David.
David Sarkis. So good to finally meet you. Yeah. I walked over and said, do you work with Linda? And she's like, No, I didn't realize you guys were going to be here. I just said,
we should put out an email to everybody. We're going to be at ISCCR. Yes.
I know. I was just saying these are very cute and very corny.
Right.
I gave you the corny.
Okay.
I told her that
I'm the corny one.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I mean, the tissue. I mean, the tissue is very like. I guess you would expect it. And then I was like, no, don't tell me there aren't actually matches in here.
I know. Yeah.
That is so funny.
So very good. I'm glad to meet you.
Yeah. So I'm sorry that I haven't sent over the synopsis. There's just lots of stuff going with the end of the school year and like all this stuff.
That's
so
quite all right.
I already yelled at him and told him to just get it in.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So we've been figuring out how the whole logistics and everything, to make sure. I mean, I don't even have the wrap yet, so it's not like I'm not ready to, have to. I don't want to submit something and all of a sudden get something in the mail that I'm not prepared to.
Yeah. Well,
I wait until you tell me you're ready. So even if you submitted, tomorrow, it would go to the scientific advisory board, and then I always
get it approved, and
then
it can sit there. So until you're ready. So that's not a problem at all.
Yeah, and pretty much every Saturday, would you say, there's the appropriate age tissue to? Yeah.
Well, it depends. I mean, it all depends, and that's what I always tell people. They say, well, you should be able to get something for me on Saturday, and I say, well, it depends, because it depends on how many patients present. It depends on how many. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. This is a company that we're working with.
Okay.
Which is Novogenics. They're based in Los Angeles, and they do bioinformatics on tissues that are.
So they can give me like a genome if I need it.
Yeah.
Not that I need it.
But they could.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So.
Yeah. So basically, every Saturday you were saying that there's going to be a 18 to 22 or something that would work for.
Yeah. But again, it depends, and it depends on the doctor whether they did. There is one doctor that works there that doesn't dig until 22. So you'd be able to get a little bit larger tissue. But then some of the some of the doctors, like I said.
And even when they're digging, they're not doing induction. They're still just pulling out.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Yeah.
Then again,
man after my own heart. He says, "Why don't they just do induction so we get better tissue?"
I thought it was going to be intact. I didn't realize that it because
no.
So we have to dig through the muscle.
Yeah.
And
it's it's coming transvaginally, so it can be contaminated with whatever's in there. So.
Did you say have you ever gotten them intact? Though there was 1 or 2 cases with the.
Every once in a while we get them intact, but it's never it's never completely intact.
Yeah.
I mean, unless, like I told you, the example of the woman gets in the stirrups and the fetus is down in the vaginal canal because she'd had 14 kids or something. So.
Yeah. How long would you say? How long from cessation of circulation?
That we send the tissue to you? Immediately. I mean, like I said, we're in the lab, so they bring it out within 5 minutes after the patient.
5 minutes.
We have it in media and it's ready to go out the door.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Well. I just, like I was telling her, I still have to submit, like, through the graduate studies portal and stuff, my university application to get, like, funding and a major professor and all of that. So, fingers crossed it'll all work out. It's longer than I would like, but I'm not. I don't have $1,000 to spend on tissue just of my own. So
yeah, exactly.
It's too bad. But and it's per specimen, right?
Correct.
Now, if let's say my major professor or someone else in the department was also doing a study, is there any way to buy in bulk or like?
No.
Or if we wanted just a whole cadaver, and then we did our own dissection?
We don't do whole cadavers just because we rarely get them.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So,
actually, I was going to say, will I be, competing very much with other orders in order to get...
Other requests, maybe, but generally Saturdays we don't. It's only people in the San Francisco Bay Area who want tissue.
Oh, on Saturday?
On Saturdays.
Oh, okay, so it'll work out.
Much less than it would be if it was on a different day. But again, if you can take overnight tissue, that gives you a better chance to get tissue because there's more clinics that we work with.
Oh, okay, because then I could even get it coming from like Minnesota or like somewhere else. And then,
or Oregon or New Jersey or Philadelphia.
I would rather have,
I know.
I'm ready to. I told her that I'm ready to. I'll drive out to Oakland, like meet you, pick it up, and then.
And I said that would create
forget FedEx. Like,
right.
And especially, I guess, because it wouldn't arrive until Monday, even if we did FedEx on. That's
now you would get Saturday delivery if we couriered it to you, and so a courier would take it to you.
That's one of your own people. That's not a. Oh, gotcha.
But that would still be.
That could be my own courier.
Yeah, and there's a fee associated, and then it's hours to get it to you.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think it'll be good. I will when I get home. I'll try to finish that synopsis and send it all in, and hopefully the advisory board is okay with everything.
Yeah, right.
But,
well, if they need any letters of affirmation or confirmation or whatever from us, we can certainly send that to them just to let them know that we are legitimate and that we do everything in compliance with the laws.
Oh, you're talking about my people too.
Yeah. So if you need a letter of endorsement or anything like that, that says we're
I know, because there was one professor from one class that I had early in the immunology department who I was telling him what I wanted to do, and he said, and I guess he does more like public health stuff, so he wasn't sure about the whole, exactly what a skid mouse was. And I told him, well, it's fetal tissue, and he freaked out at me, and I couldn't believe. He was. I think he was one of those like anti-choicers or something. I don't know, but I was. Yeah. I was not expecting that.
Right. Well, you think that
especially, you think that would understand.
But
I don't know.
We run into them all the time.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I guess the protesters, like at the
like those, but even some people in academia, they will say, that might be what some people are doing, but I think there's a better way you can do it, and you don't have to do that. You don't have to sacrifice
let's see their clinical trials.
Let's see it happen then. Yeah.
Are you guys involved in any of the? I guess what is it? Stem Cells Inc. has their clinical trial in Switzerland right now with the. With the fetal neural product?
We have sent them tissue in the past, and not sure if what they're doing right now is with tissue that we have supplied, but yes, we are very.
Okay, because they talk about their neurospheres now, so maybe they maybe already cultured it up to. They may not have to resource it again. I don't know.
Right, they may not. So that's one thing. We supply it, and then they develop a cell line, and then they use it, and it's almost immortal. So.
So do you not have a lot of repeat?
Well, occasionally we have a lot of repeat researchers who ask for the same tissues over and over, but not necessarily the therapeutic.
Oh, right, not for the same thing. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm kind of starving, so I haven't had lunch yet. But it was very good to meet you. I'm glad I didn't realize you'd be here, so that was great. Yeah, good to meet you guys. Talk to you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.